Many of you are familiar with the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And typically, one of the first things you notice about someone are their eyes. Now, when you see a woman with smoky eye makeup in particular, you are really drawn in. The smoky eye is a classic look that will never go out of style. It's easy to personalize to your likeness, and it doesn't require too much time or effort. In fact, this look is meant to be a little undone. The thought that many people have is that you need a makeup artist to create the smoky eye, when in fact that's not true. It's a look that's easier to create than you would think. Admittedly, I'm a beauty junkie. I like trying new products and I like trying new things such as a smoky eye. And if I can create the smoky eye in a few minutes, I know you guys can too. So today, I want to show you how to create a smoky eye by looking at the parts of the eye that we need to highlight, knowing which products and tools we need to use, and I want to give you step-by-step directions. So before I get into the tutorial, I just want to teach you a little bit more about the parts of the eye. So I'm going to go by this drawing and the drawing I have here. So first I want to talk to you about the crease. In this picture, it's represented by the dotted line. Here, it's this line right there. Next, I want to talk to you about the lid. The lid is the area in between the top lash line and the crease. Next, we have the brow bone, which is the area in between the crease and the eyebrow. And next, we have the inner corner, which is right here, where the bottom and top lids actually meet. So now that you have some background for that, I want to let you know what tools and products you can use to create the smoky eye effect. Starting with primer. Primer really just sets your eye makeup. It's actually optional, but if you want this look to last longer than a few hours, I do suggest it. Next, we have an eyeshadow palette. What's great about the smoky eye is traditionally you think of black and gray shadows, but the more modern smoky eye has more browns and purples or whatever shade you prefer. So here's an example of a palette, and what's great is nowadays they actually have the steps listed out for you, 1, 2, 3, for contouring and things like that. So it's a lot easier. Excuse me. So next I want to show you a brush. I recommend doing an eyeshadow brush rather than a sponge applicator that typically come with the palettes because this is easier for blending and it really helps for the smoky eye effect. Next, we have an eyeliner. You can do a liquid eyeliner or a pencil. This here is a pencil. I would suggest doing a pencil because it's easier to smudge in, which helps create the smoky effect as well. And the last product you need is a mascara. You can use any kind you like, whether it's volumizing or lengthening, whatever. It just finishes your look for you. So now that we have all that background, I want to give you the tutorial. So I'm going to show you here on this board. First, like I mentioned before, you can start with a primer. Again, it's really simple to use. All you have to do is rub it from your lids up to your brow bone and let it sit for a few seconds while it dries, and that's just going to let your makeup stay on for a few hours or something like that. Again, it's optional. First step we want to do is apply the eyeliner. Like I said, I would recommend a pencil eyeliner. But what we're going to do is apply it as close to the lash line here as possible. And we're also going to do that on the bottom. But on the bottom, what you really want to do is smudge it with your finger because a harsh line on the bottom is not as appealing to the eye. Next, what we want to do is take the lightest color. And just to give you an example, in this palette right here, it would be the creamy kind of off-white color. What you want to do, you want to take that eyeshadow brush that I told you about and sweep it across here, the brow bone, which again is from the lid up to the eyebrow, and then in your inner corners right here. It really illuminates the eye. Next, take your medium color in the palette, this kind of coppery tone here, for example, and you want to apply that, again, with a sweeping motion with your brush on the lid, which again is right here in between where you apply the eyeliner and here, which is the crease. Next, probably the most important part, you want to take the darkest hue, which in this case is this dark brown shadow, and apply it right here to the crease, which is easy to follow since it's the fold here in your skin when you open your eye. You want to apply it to the crease, then you want to apply it again over where you apply the eyeliner on the top and bottom, again smudging with your finger to create that smoky effect. The last step we have is the mascara. And since we have so much other eye makeup on, I would suggest not going over 1 to 2 coats of the mascara. So that's all we have to do. It's 6 simple steps to create such a dramatic effect. So we know the eyes are the windows to the soul, but a good smoky eye just may be the window to your heart as well. And knowing how simple it is to create the look makes it even more appealing. You don't need a makeup artist for this look. It's a simple look that any one of us could do. As long as you know the parts of the eye to highlight, which products and tools to use, and the step-by-step directions, you are now essentially your own makeup artist. And now I will take any questions.
Do you recommend any specific colors for green eyes?
Green eyes and brown eyes, I believe, purple shadows work the best for. But again, a classic black or gray pretty much works for everyone.
How long does it take from the beginning to end to actually apply all the makeup?
It may sound a little complicated, but it's really 6 simple steps. I would say probably between 5 and 10 minutes, no longer than 10 minutes.
Per
Get
eye?
you out the door fast.
Per eye? Or?
No, not per eye, total. It's a quick look. Anyone else?
How much does it cost for all this makeup?
Well, that depends. I have to say primer is probably one of the most expensive things you can get. But it really depends what brand you're getting. This right here, just a drugstore brand. Here, drugstore brand. These a little bit more high-end. But altogether, I can't see, if you just shop from drugstores alone, I can't see it being more than $20. And thank you very much. Thank you, audience.